Hey guys, Jonas here and welcome to the Grimrail the Pot Challenge Mode Gold Guide. More specifically, this is more of a healing druid guide. And I know that it's quite late into the expansion, and this may or may not be the best guide out there too, but you can always say it is more of a commentary video. So jumping into the gameplay here, you can see that the way we did this was to pull this one mob, killing it off as fast as possible, and you can see me helping with the DPS, and I like to build up some comm points in situations like this, which I can later use with Heart of the Wild to get some nice burst damage with Ferocious Bite. So after killing that guy, we had a rogue. He used his shroud for us, so that we could get to the first boss without using invis pots, and thus making us able to use DPS potions throughout the rest of the dungeon. You can see me pre-potting here and using Heart of the Wilds and my unused trinket. And as a healer on this boss fight, you have to look out for the slam ability, which the brute will be using for the entire fight. You have to stop casting when he uses it, otherwise you'll get locked for 6 seconds, which is very bad, especially since the ability also does damage to your group, which you have to heal up. As a Resto druid, I usually just throw out a wild growth after or right before the slam hits. Other than that, this boss is fairly simple. Use Time Warp and try to kill the goblin and the brute at the same time. After the boss you want to start drinking as soon as you can. Your group can start running meanwhile. This part is pretty self-explanatory. Just avoid the bombs and the mobs will cast the double slash ability on the tank, which puts a debuff on him. And this does a lot of damage, so you have to be prepared for that. And there are 3 of these Bombardiers, and when you get to the last one on the top, the bomb throwing will stop. So what some groups do is pull all 3 of them to the top and then kill them up there. But I wouldn't recommend this tactic unless you're going for a really good time, since the double slash damage will definitely be hard to out-heal. After this last Bombardier is dead, you want to start drinking again as soon as you can. You don't have to worry about falling behind, since it's a cinematic scene followed up by a teleport to this Grimrail place. It's very important to sneak in those quick mana drinks, especially now when we don't have Restorative Amber like we did back in Pandaria. This pack isn't anything too special. It shouldn't be any problems healing wise. You can see me throwing out some Moonfires to help out with the DPS. You want to focus down the gunners first. They are the ones holding the flamethrowers. It doesn't do too much damage unless it stacks up, but it's something to keep in mind, mostly if you're a melee class, but as a ranger too, since you don't have much space at this area. And again, if you are having trouble making it on gold time, you can pull more than 1 pack, but with good DPS this dungeon is very easy to handle slow and steady. You can see that I have this Hulk on my focus target, and the reason for that is because as a druid I can use my Soothe ability to dispel his Enrage effect, which stacks up. And now I don't really know how much soothing this ability actually helps out, but I mean, if you can do it, then why the heck not. Continuing here, you wanna avoid the flame tongue, which DBM warns me for right here. It's basically just the fire that's on the ground, so you wanna avoid that. And then, yeah, we had this one mob left to kill. On this next pack, again you want to focus the gunners, and having melees on these packs is slightly harder because, you know, some orcs just want to watch this train burn. So it can be hard considering There is a very small pathway. You can see my rogue dipping very low here, and he has to run away for a second, and he needs to wait for me to heal him up before he goes in again. Yeah, that's what I mean by saying that ranged is a bit better for this dungeon. Now, we didn't use any voice communication, and we had different opinions on how we were going to pull these packs, so this isn't done very smoothly. But we did manage to complete this dungeon. And my DK tank used army on this last pack before the boss, and you can see that this pack also contains gunners, so focus them down and avoid fire and you should be good. And now in this first phase on this boss, he doesn't really do that much. He will face in different directions, and you just gotta make sure that you don't stand in front of him. And once he goes down to about 60%, he will jump away because he's afraid or something. And then the hard part begins, which is phase 2. There's gonna be a lot of ads in this phase, and you wanna look out for the boomers. Every time you kill a boomer, you can pick up the moral shell and do a lot of damage to the cannon. It's about 25% damage, so you need 4 of them to finish off the assault cannon. There's gonna be 1 boomer in the first pack, 2 in the third, and then there's not gonna be another one until the 5th. And you don't really wanna wait until then, so you have to DPS down 25% of the cannon's health in order to do it effectively. After the boss you want to be fast with moving over this left way, as you can see me doing, because there will be fire on the right way, and after that there will be fire on both ways. But if you aren't fast enough, then you can just wait and run after the fire is gone. As you can see, my hunter was running through the double fire here, and he gets a dot on him and just dies. But I throw out an instant rest and we keep going. Now, there are different ways on how to kill these mobs. If you don't have much time left, you can pull everything, and yeah, it's definitely doable to kill everything at once, but it can be quite hard. So if you have time, like we did. We just killed this Farseer guy and then we pulled the rest. So there are a total of 3 Farseers here, and you wanna interrupt their Storm Shield ability. Now we already killed one, so we have 2 left, if my math serves me correctly. And then there's the Grimrail Scout, and she'll be casting Arcane Blitz. It's the purple circle on the ground, and you gotta move away from that. So after killing those, it's only the boss left, and you wanna pre-pot when you can see her moving towards you. And this is just another simple boss, to be honest. Watch out for the lightning on the ground, as well as the freezing trap she puts out. The trap doesn't do much, it'll just root the person who gets trapped and the people around. Another ability to watch out for is the spinning spear. You just wanna watch out where the boss casts it. It's pretty easy to avoid. Use Time Warp on this boss, and I used Heart of the Wild to do some damage. You can actually see me helping out quite a lot with the damage, if you look at my DPS mirror in the right corner. If you feel like the traps are in your way, something you can do as a druid is to walk into one and then use Stampede Roar right after, and all the roots will be removed from your group. Thanks for watching, and I hope this guide was somewhat helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment or even send me a message if you'd rather do that. And I'll see you guys in another video.